Alright, it's time to finally go over all the information that was released in Raid Shadow Legends. It has been a rumor and all that, but now we finally have it in game. The game has updated and we can finally see all the new champions that are coming up, the free 7-day, 14-day login one and the fusion one, all the champions that are coming up, including one of their skills, especially the one we'll get for free. So in this video, let me review all this information so we'll know what to expect. Starting today, 21st of August, you have a collaboration between Raid and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles going on. This one is special because after this collaboration ends, these champions will no longer be obtainable by players who don't get them right now. So other collaborations in the past still leave the champion in game where you can pull them from shards after the collaboration ends. This one is special because after it ends, it's no longer going to be available to obtain. Let me see that information first because that's very, very important right here. Take note. Champions will be available and acquire only during the event activation. Once acquired, champions stay in the game permanently. So if you have them, they stay. But if you miss out on these champions right now, they will no longer be obtainable any other way. So that makes it kind of a FOMO where people don't want to miss out on any of them. You want to grab them all, but let's be honest, there is no way you have enough resources to grab all these champions that are released right now today. I mean, some of them will be pushed ahead of time. How many? 6 legendary champions starting 21st of August, which is today, all the way to 13th of November. It's a few months, so maybe we'll have enough time to get them. The first one we are all obtaining for free is this 14-day loyalty program champion from Fragment and other in-game activities. So there they are: April O'Neil, Michelangelo, Donatello, Leonardo, Raphael, and Shredder. If you know this franchise, of course you know everything about these champions and what they are all about. The one I'm most interested in is this Leonardo, who is Void Affinity, and the Shredder, who is also Void Affinity. The rest are Magic, Spirit, and Force. You guys can pick your favorite Ninja Turtle based on their colors, right, and what they do in the game. We'll be reviewing one of their skills, the one we're getting for free. I think the 7-day login champion is going to be Michelangelo. That's the one we're getting for free. By just logging in for 7 days, you grab this champion, and in the phase 2 you'll be able to get up to a 5-star perfect soul or split soul of Michelangelo if you keep logging in after the 7 days and doing these tasks that they are requiring to do, farm a few content and all that. All right, so that's it. Enrollment starts today. Enrollment ends 30th of October. So if you don't get this event started by then, including the 7-day login, you will not be able to start it after 30th of October to get the champion, the free one at least. So a lot of players starting Raid right now in this period will be starting off strong with a free legendary like this for logging in 7 days. That's a big deal for those starting Raid in the first time. Now let's review this champion skills because we want to know whether the one you're getting for free, do you want to spend your skills, resources, energy and everything on him, or you want to save it for some other champion you get in the game. So let's review Michelangelo's kit that we're getting for free, because for some players this is the only Ninja Turtle they will get this entire event period. This might be the only one out of the 6 that are released right now. So let's just be honest, especially if you're free to play and don't have the shards or resources required to get all the other ones, including maybe the fusion one for the month of, let's call it the fusion for September, because August is almost at the end. On an A1 called Booyah, this champion will attack one enemy 2 times if either hit was critical. That means if any of the 2 hits is critical, he places a 50% increased attack buff on the champion for 2 turns. Increase attack on an A1 for 2 turns on himself. Is he a damage dealer? Maybe. Now let's see on the A2. That attack, that A1 is not impressive though. An increased attack, maybe you don't need to put it on a different skill at the same time. It will always be available when it wants to use it, A2 or A3. And the A2 is called Express Delivery. This A2 will attack one enemy. Again, a single target hit. Before attacking, he has a 75% chance booked up to a 100% chance of placing decreased defense. So you don't need a debuffer out there. He will need accuracy for this, right? Because a champion who wants to hit hard and placing decreased defense, that means his accuracy will be high and his damage will be low a little bit. A crit damage will not be as high as you want because you put an accuracy banner instead of an attack banner. Let's take that into consideration. He also places a stun, single target stun also. Damn. I don't like all this accuracy and damage thing. But he will ignore 75%, 25% of the target's resistance if the attack is critical. So you don't need to build in with the max accuracy then. Maybe if you want to hit 300 accuracy, maybe just build in with 25% less than that. If you have 100% crit on him, that's a condition he needs to ignore the resistance. He doesn't ignore the defense, he ignores the resistance. 25% though only. All right. Then applies a debuff spread effect, taking all debuffs from the target and placing it on all enemies. Will ignore 25% of its resistance also if the initial attack is critical. So is this an AoE champion or is it a single target champion? I guess you can call this an AoE champion. Even if the skill clearly says he attacks one enemy, he will apply this debuff, both the decreased defense, the stun, and then spread it all over to the other enemies on the same team, right? So that's not a bad A2. I just don't like the critical requirement, the critical rate requirement, which should be easily met, right? Now on the A3 called Shell Cyclone, it's 4-turn cooldown skill. This is the AoE damage dealing ability right here that has a 75% chance of placing decreased attack, AoE decreased attack, and leech. So this clearly tells me that this champion might just have utility in PvE content also, bosses, not just in PvP, because initially these two skills are saying use them in PvP, where decreased defense and stun are needed against arena and other content. But this decreased attack and leech, you normally don't find leech in PvP content in arena at all. He will ignore 25% of each target's resistance also if critical. Then places taunt buff on this champion so he can be the target. A champion whose damage is based on attack is requesting taunt, he will be killed. That's what I think. If he taunts the enemies and if not built well enough. So you have to decide whether you want to go tanky on this champion so he can survive the taunts hits that will be coming up on the enemies, because taunts champion, people who play taunt in general are meant to be decreased defensive based damage dealers or HP based damage dealers or even pure tanks, so they can survive all the hits that are coming, or have some kind of block damage or unkillable buff on them so that they can survive, right? Now a passive called Party Dude is going to place what, 15% chance to evade an enemy's skill and all its accompanying effects. So he's trying to survive. If this champion is under taunt, he's trying to survive. It's a 50% chance although, so that evade can be increased to what, 30% if he's under taunt. I guess that's not so bad. 30% to evade is not that bad. But when it's the same team with all his other turtle ninjas, this champion joins the attack. So it's gonna be an all ally attack for all of them. I think this passive will be in effect for most of these ninja turtles. All of them will have this effect. I think so. So when we see other kits, we'll also see whether they also have this ally join attack, or allies in the same turtle ninja category also can join the attack. Let's see. He places a shield buff equal to 30%, 300% of this champion's attack. Now I see how he can survive. I hope the shield cannot be removed though, because if it can be removed, it's gonna be a bad shield. If the shield can be removed, it's not gonna be a lasting one. But 300% based on his attack is going to be a huge shield for sure. So I was thinking unkillable and block damage is the way to keep him alive, but no, shield is what is supposed to keep him alive when he's placing taunt. Places a shield buff 300% of this champion's attack for 1 turn when they receive a hit. So he has to receive the hit first before the shield activates. It's not just starting with the shield, so it can't be removed. So it's whenever he was about to get hit, that's when the shield buff activates. I'll have to see that in battle to see how it works. Increase ally accuracy in battles by 70. Alright, so I guess it's not that bad to boost up this champion's attack while you're worrying how to keep him alive, because the shield is supposed to be how you keep him alive, build 100% crit rate and all that. But for a free champion, I don't think we have anything to complain about. For a free champion, definitely this is one to benefit newer players coming into the game. This AoE stun and decreased defense, it means you can just forget about your epic decreased defense champions for now. Stagnite and all that. He also has decreased attack, AoE. So this is not meant for top tier players who already have all the crazy legendaries and looking for somebody to replace them. This is meant for newer players coming into the game looking for a progression champion, either for PvP or PvE. Hydra, Clan Boss, he has everything you need. So I think they're just meant to give us one that will be useful everywhere, not just a Vault Lord. So he's definitely not one of those Vault Lords. This is going to be useful for newer players coming into the game this period, or those who are 3 months, 6 months in, and you're still relying on different champions to place decrease defense, different champion to place decrease attack, another champion to place a stun. He has it all in his kit. So Michelangelo is definitely one that you don't want to sleep on. What's the books? So you can get this decrease defense on a cooldown of 3. What the books if you want the decrease attack and the leech, and yeah. So let's see when we see him in games to see how hard it hits. I don't think he'll be the best damage dealing champion in the game, but definitely free champions are meant to be less than that, right? So let's go. Which other one again? Other information. Let me see what else they want to share with us. This one, Donatello. I will not go through each of their kits because this video is going to be 30 minutes long. But you can take a look at what they'll be all about. Even if you find them in game right now, go to index. What faction is Donatello? Let me see if they're currently in the game, because I did update my game before recording this video, but I don't think they're in here right now. Lizardmen. Let me go to the Lizardmen and see if I can find them. They are not yet here. I think they're supposed to be activated today, 21st, right? So this might be one of those days where we'll do multiple videos, because I'm also expecting the news drop for the Fusion calendar to drop today. Or that's going to be 22nd, since the Fusion prep event is still ongoing. So they're not in here yet. But they are all Lizardmen, or some of them are Lizardmen. Let's go and see. Alright, let's go back to the news and see what else they will share with us. You can take a look at what all this champions kit is all about when you find them in game. I'm not going to break down this one. Why? Because we appreciate the one we're getting for free, but we don't know how easy or difficult Donatello will be, or Donatello will be to obtain. We don't know how hard or difficult Leonardo, Raphael, and April O'Neil will be. So whenever I see a hero that is within my grasp, that's when I'll talk about their skills, see how awesome they will be changing for my account. Don't want to give myself hope. But for the boss mechanics, the event dungeon boss will be a legendary champion called Shredder. And Shredder is going to be coming along with them, and he's going to be the event dungeon champion we fight in order to get the new accessory that is also launching alongside. Check out Shredder's kit. You'll find them as an event dungeon boss, and it will be kind of easier. I hope this Shredder is much easier than the last event dungeon where we had to do crazy things or end up at level 25 or 20 of that event dungeon. But this is your reward for fighting that event dungeon, this new gear set. A lot of people are saying they're not that crazy about this Chronophage new gear set, a 9-piece set that has all these crazy things. I've done a dedicated video talking about this new set yesterday, so check that one out. Event dungeon and the immutable buff that is also coming along with this one, and all the relics, especially the 2 mythical relics and legendary relics. We hope the rare relics and the epics are also as good, because sometimes for newer players or endgame players like me, the epics and the rare is only what is obtainable. The epics and the legendaries and mythicals are just far above my reach, and you can see what all these relics do. This is also in the dedicated video yesterday that I did about these relics. Alright, so what else? Event themed frames. So if you're crazy about new avatars and avatar frames, you can go ahead and pick up these ones from the different ways they're going to give it to us. And I think that's everything they wanted to share with us. This information kind of got leaked and all that, but right now we can finally see everything that was being hidden from players in the game, and nothing else is hidden, right? Everything is now out in the open. We'll just have to wait till it's activated in the game. I've not seen the calendar update with the new events, the fusion and everything. So right now we can just see which champions are obtainable. I think I'll be able to pick up 2 or 3 of them. I'm looking forward to getting one of the void legendaries out of the 2 void legendaries, and see if I can, even if it's going to be a guaranteed, a deck of fate, a hero's path, however they're going to give us this champion from now all the way till the end, when they did say it's going to end. Let me go back to the date again. Take note that these champions are exclusive champions, and like they said, after this event ends, you will not be able to obtain them anymore in the game. So whatever you have to do to pick them up, especially if you know they are going to be game changers for you, do so, because they will not be obtainable from shards after this event ends. Right? See you guys in the next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more daily raid content. Later, guys.